I want to quickly talk to you about Rapid Finance, and when it comes to business funding, can you really trust Rapid Finance this year? Let's quickly have a conversation about that. So, let me first explain to you what Rapid Finance is and what the company does. Okay, so if you think about Rapid Finance, you are thinking about a small business loan provider that actually specializes in lightning fast financing on certain products. Okay, so we are looking at 24 hours funding. So basically, once you're approved, you get your cash within 24 hours. Okay, so this is kind of cool. And the company used to be called Rapid Advance, and so they rebranded during COVID. Okay, and so now they are known as Rapid Finance. And they used to do a lot of stuff. They used to do a merchant cash advance. When they started, they were focusing on merchant cash advances, MCAs. But nowadays, they actually do everything. They do business loans. They do business lines of credit. They do bridge loans. They do SBA loans. They do invoice factoring. They do a lot of stuff. Okay, I'll talk about that later on. But one thing I want to say here is that the company started in 2005. So they've been around for more than 20 years. And that's respectable, really, if you think about it. More than 20 years, that's really good. And for you, if you need business funding, that's kind of cool because it just means that you are working with a reputable, trustworthy sort of lender, okay, business lender. And so they actually, what they have is they have a hybrid model. In other words, in some transactions, you have a direct lender. In others, they are working with a team, with a network of lenders. Okay. So depending on the amount you want to finance and the complexity of the transaction, they will choose either to do it themselves or to work with other lenders. That's pretty good because if you really think about it, this instills more flexibility into the whole funding process. Okay. That's pretty good. And the company has been actually financing billions of loans in the past 20 years. So that tells you once again that they are willing to work with all kinds of businesses. And one thing I need to say here is that this is a national lender that even lends in Hawaii and Alaska. A lot of business lenders wants to focus on the 48 continental states only, but Rapid Finance is not doing that. They are going above and beyond, so they will finance businesses even in Alaska or Hawaii. So let's talk about. So when we talk about Rapid Finance, what loan products does the company offer? I think I told you before that they have a variety of loan products. When they started a few years ago, they were just doing MCAs. But nowadays, the cool thing is that they are doing more. They're doing way more when it comes to loan products. For example, if you are looking for a regular small business loan, you can actually get that through Rapid Finance. So here I'm speaking about what? 5 grand all the way to $1 million. So 5 grand to a mil. Okay. So if your business is looking for funding anywhere in between that interval, that range, you will find Rapid Finance pretty interesting for you. Okay. Just remember that their repayment schedule is a little different from what you would get from banks or credit unions. With Rapid Finance, if you go through, if you have a small business loan, they might actually even set you up for a daily repayment process. So let's say you got it for 5 years, you might be actually paying money every single day. So they can set you for a daily, weekly, a bi-weekly, a monthly, or even a quarterly repayment process. Okay. So we are looking at 3 to 60 months. So three months to 5 years. Okay. So that's for small business loans that you get through Rapid Finance. So think about it. How much you want to get through the company? It has to be between 5 grand and 1 mil. Okay. So you also have their bread and butter. This is the second product. So here you're looking at a merchant cash advance, which is one of the easiest ways to get financing because it is revenue-based financing. It's kind of similar to invoice factoring or invoice financing, okay, or accounts receivable factoring. So the merchant cash advance. They will give you Rapid Finance will give you anywhere from 5,000 to half a mil. Okay, so but the thing is that basically when it comes to merchant cash advance transactions, you are receiving a large sum upfront for a percentage of future credit card sales or other revenue. Okay. So Basically, the amount that you qualify for depends on your credit card processing statements because Rapid Finance will ask you to provide those. You also have business lines of credit. So here you are looking at lines that go from 5,000 to a quarter of a mil, so $250,000. And you also have bridge loans. Bridge loans actually, in bridge loans you get 5,000 all the way to $1 million actually from Rapid Finance. And so a bridge loan is actually a type of short-term financing to cover urgent expenses while you wait for larger scale funding. Okay. The loan bridges the gap so your business is actually covered in the short and long term. And so the terms here are 3 months, kind of similar to what I said before, 3 months to 60 months. So if you're thinking about Rapid Finance this year, beside the four that I just gave you, the four products that I just shared with you, you also have SBA loans, invoice factoring, asset-based loans, and commercial real estate loans. So SBA loans actually, it's a type of loan that's guaranteed partially by the government. So like 80% or 90% is guaranteed by the government. So that really increases your chances of approval because basically the lender is looking at you and say, okay, I don't have that much risk. So in terms of a default, the government will step in. So Rapid Finance is an SBA approved lender. Okay. So that's an important element to think about. And you might get somewhere from $500 to $5.5 million and a repayment term that goes from 1 to 30 years. Okay. And so that's kind of cool. You also have invoice factoring. So if your business is waiting on customers to pay invoices, but you need working capital now, invoice factoring can help, okay? And the cool thing about invoice factoring is that Rapid Finance actually will do all kinds of transactions. That is B2C, business to consumer, B2B, business to business, or B2G, business to government. So if your customers are consumers or businesses or government agencies, basically Rapid Finance will work with you, not a problem. This is an important element because some invoice factoring companies, okay, such as Riviera Finance, for instance, will only work with B2G or B2B. They do not want to work with B2B. They do not want to work in the B2C space. What about so for invoice factoring through Rapid Finance, you're looking at 20 grand all the way to $10 million. You also have asset-based loans. So those are loans whereby you collateralize the loan with your company assets, okay? And here you're looking at 5,000 all the way to $10 million and repayment terms that vary between 6 months and 36 months. And you also have another type of asset-based loan that's commercial real estate loans because the property, the commercial property is actually the assets, is that the collateral, okay? So this is important, but this loan allows you to acquire a new property, renovate or upgrade an existing property, or in some cases, even refinance, okay, debt on existing properties. And Rivera Finance will work with you on that too. And you can get anywhere from $75,000 all the way to $2 million and repay the loan from like within 5 to 20 years. So now that you know all the 8 products that Rivera Finance has, not Rivera Finance, sorry, Rapid Finance. Rapid Finance has. Let's talk about the qualifications. How do you qualify for a loan at Rapid Finance? When it comes to Rapid Finance, the qualification process is very simple. They look at 4 important criteria. They look at your credit score. They look at annual revenue. They look at years in business, and they look at the required documentation. So basically, the credit score, they don't have a minimum credit score like 300 or 350 or 400 to actually go by. Everything depends on the transaction or the type of funding that you want. For example, if you go for a merchant cash advance or invoice factoring, we do not talk about credit score because this is revenue-based funding. So only your revenue, only your accounts receivable, only your cash inflows will constitute the important element when it comes to analysis. Okay, but so basically, that that's what it is for credit score. For annual revenue, here again, Rapid Finance does not have a minimum. Everything depends on the loan type that you want to get. Okay, for a bridge loan, for instance, the minimum will be 20 grand a month in revenue. Okay, whereas for invoice factoring or small business loans, it might be a little higher. It really depends. Also, they have a requirement for years in business. So basically, most of the products that Rapid Finance has require 2 years in business. So if you are a startup, you will not find Rapid Finance actually interesting. Okay, so it is a bummer, but hey, listen, it is what it is. So, but just remember that with Rapid Finance, you need to provide legal clarification, legal identification, and basic information about your business, such as bank statements. Okay, so for invoice factoring, for instance, you might only need to provide proof of ID and the invoices from a credible invoicing agency. Okay, you will need in-depth documentation for SBA loans, including business tax returns, bank statements going back years, income statements, and more. So this is pretty good, especially in terms of flexibility. And so that's pretty good. And but one thing you need to understand here also is that there are some exclusions. So basically, Rapid Finance will now work with certain kinds of companies, such as marijuana businesses, casinos and gambling businesses, all nonprofits, including churches, car dealerships, adult entertainment, travel agencies, payday loan companies, law firms, consumer debt counseling services, bail bonds, collection agencies, annual memberships, direct multi-level marketing, so MLM, okay, and also firearm businesses. Now there may be others as well, but this is what we were able to gather. So how do you apply to Rapid Finance this year? If you're interested in getting funded, like getting your business funded through the company, how do you go by the whole thing? Well, first of all, Rapid Finance is primarily an online lender slash alternative lender, right? So you apply online. You don't have to go to a brick and mortar sort of branch to really talk to someone. And this model is pretty cool because some lenders have some non-bank lenders or non-credit union lenders. They still want you to go to a physical branch or a physical location to talk to someone before getting approved. For instance, if you take the Riviera Finance, for instance, Riviera Finance has about 25 locations nationwide, and their preference is for you to go to a location and sit and complete your application in their location, okay, and talk to someone live. But Rapid Finance actually doesn't do that. You can actually do everything online. So you have a pre-qualification questionnaire to go through, okay, and they want to really fund you as soon as possible. So the questionnaire is pretty fast. It's pretty short. It takes about 2 minutes to actually complete. And then you have to also connect your business bank account afterwards. So once you actually go through the process, you have to connect your business bank account so that they can really ask you. I mean, they can really dig a little deeper into your revenue, into your cash flows to see how you're doing, how your business is doing. Okay, and they might also ask you to provide business bank statements from the previous 3 months. Okay, and this is an important element. And so this is the account to which they will send the money if they approve you. If they approve your application, this is the account that they actually will send the money to. And the funding does happen within 2 to 4 days. Okay, 2 to 4 days. Sometimes even earlier, but it really depends. If your paperwork is ready, if everything is ready, you might get actually funded within 24 hours. So that's totally really good. Now, of course, SBA loans usually take longer, and this is not Rapid Finance's fault. So what are the advantages of Rapid Finance and the disadvantages? Let's talk about that. First of all, one advantage from Rapid Finance is the speed of approval. It's the speed of fund release. Okay, you get your funds within 24 to 72 hours, sometimes 96 hours. But if you, again, like I said, I just said, if your paperwork is blemish free, quote unquote blemish free, you're pretty good to go. Okay, the application process itself is fast and straightforward, and so that's kind of cool. And you can be approved like within a few hours. Okay, but everything has to align though. Okay, everything has to align. So you got to have the right paperwork, and you have it to go through the registration and link up your bank account. And also, that's the first advantage. Second advantage is that you have a variety of loan products. Okay, so which means that there is a chance for you to find something that is suitable to your business. So that's pretty good. And so in some cases, you could get multiple loans. Okay, for example, you can get a bridge loan while waiting for more long-term financing approval. Okay, you also have a great customer service. Okay, and you also have a good, I would say a good reputation, but also, and I need to insist on that, also flexible payments with daily, weekly, or monthly schedules. So on the flip side, basically, Rapid Finance remains a short-term lender. So here you might have an APR that goes through the roof, unfortunately. Okay, but hey, listen, it is what it is, and also approval is kind of difficult because there are no clear approval requirements, but that just means that you have to really go through the process and talk to someone multiple times. Okay, so though that's really what you need to really understand. And also, one thing I want to say here is that Rapid Finance sometimes also works with other lending institutions. Okay, and basically the requirements will change based on their partnership, based on the lender they're working with. So what are the pros and cons here? Once again, real fast. The pros, you have the fact that you are working with an institution that has an easy application process and fast funding, diverse loan offerings, so that's really good. And you also have excellent online reputation and customer service, good rates compared to other short-term lenders. That's for the pros. What about the cons? Not transparent on fees and interest rates. They don't publish qualification requirements. High cost of financing compared to long-term lenders. So bottom line is that, do I recommend Rapid Finance? Definitely yes. I recommend them. This is a safe company. They've been around for more than 20 years. Okay, this is a safe lender, and basically they have a great online reputation. Okay, whether you go on Triple B or you go on Trustpilot and other review websites. Okay, even Google. Okay, so this is kind of cool. And basically, just remember that they will look at your application based on the loan type that you want. So every loan type has different requirements. So just make sure that you study pretty well the requirements for your specific loan type, whether you want to have a small business loan, a merchant cash advance, a line of credit, a bridge loan, or an SBA loan, invoice factoring, an asset-based loan, or a commercial real estate loan. Okay, so just be aware of the subtleties here and see what really works for you and what works for your company. Any question, it's just better to let me know in the comment section. Okay, or just contact the company directly. Okay, that way I can tell you, or if you decide to let me know in the comment section, I'll give you more guidance. But also, you can just reach out to the company directly. Okay. But if any reason you get denied, if Rapid Finance denies you, you have the possibility to apply elsewhere. Again, let me know in the comment section what your needs are, and I should be able to direct you to the right lender based on your industry, but also based on your geography. So in conclusion, today's conversation, I spoke to you about Rapid Finance, and I actually explained what the company is, what they do, what kind of loan products they have, what are the qualifications, let's say the qualifications criteria, okay, and also the pros and cons of this company. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.